This is Axel 72 in association with Squared Circle Boxing. Pleasure to be joined by Adam Morallee, and of course after a Solomon Dacres victory, how are we feeling?
Yeah, good. Really happy for Sol. Great performance.
It was indeed, and obviously a bit of a nervy start to an extent. Did you feel like he would come on good into the later rounds?
Yeah, look, I thought Sol won the first round, lost the second round, the third round was pretty even, and I wanted him to go on the front foot a bit more, but I did think that Webster would tire. He took it on 2 weeks' notice, so I did think he'd tire, and Sol went up the gears, but not to take anything away from Sol's performance. That was a good performance. I think Michael Webster beats a number of heavyweights out there below Sol's level. I think he beats David Adelaide, actually.
Okay, and we'll speak a bit more about him in just a moment, but in general, a performance like that, do you feel like that is just the confidence boost he needed?
It is. I mean, he was a stone lighter than last time, which is important, and I think Sol's shown that he's in that league of names. Dacres is in there, Wardley, Clark, Adelaide. I think he's significantly better than Adelaide, and I think Wardley, Clark, he's got to fight the winner. See what happens. He's sparred Fraser hundreds of times. Fraser's a great guy. That's the sort of fight we should be making. Great fight for Midlands boxing.
Do you feel like the lead up to Clark getting that British title fight, Dacres has looked better in that lead up, if that makes sense?
I think it's similar. I think both of them don't really look their best against kind of lower level opposition. I think they need someone to bring it out of them, and I think Sol really needs that, and I think Webster did bring it out of him tonight. I think Webster was impressive in rounds, and I think Sol really showed his class. A high level of accuracy. Sol got clipped a few times as well, got a great chin, and finished it when he needs to finish it.
Do you feel like Solomon does carry that power similar to a level like a Johnny Fisher, who's getting known for that at the moment?
Yeah, look, he's not. I think Johnny has very special power, very special one-punch knockout power. I think Sol's power is a little different, and it comes. I think Sol in his career is going to get later stoppages against top quality people, because similar to Joe Joyce, actually, Sol maintains his punch output through the rounds and through the later rounds. I think he will get late stoppages.
Do you feel like Solomon has the kind of capabilities as he progresses through his career to get to the levels of like a Joyce and fight similar fights in the way that Joyce fights?
Absolutely. I think Sol has the potential to go a long way in his professional career. And at the moment, we're just seeing the start of it, which I think will be probably the least impressive part of it as he fights people levels below him. I mean, his best performance today was probably Sokolovsky. He finished Rob Ismay early, but it's probably the Sokolovsky performance. He's a technical guy. I think as he goes up and up, you'll see better and better from him. And yeah, why shouldn't he fight for a world title?
How important is it for especially a heavyweight to kind of build their own kind of fan base?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, great for Sol. Sol actually sold a really good amount of tickets in Birmingham. He's starting to get that, and I think Sol is one of those fighters that, because he's not one-punch knockout early, he's not going to get the casuals on early. But as he progresses through his career, people will recognise his quality, and he'll build on his fan base as he builds on his career.
Indeed, and of course David Adelaide just over there. They've had a bit of a face-off. Was it at least nice for you to see them actually become face-to-face?
Yeah, it's nice for David Adelaide to turn up. But David's here. He's a good guy. He knows how to sell a fight. I think it's a terrific fight.
Do you think it's going to happen?
Look, I'm sure Queensberry are going to want to talk to us about it. I like the fight. I think Sol beats Adelaide. I think it's a good stepping stone for the next part of his career. The issue is he going to pull out again? Why did he pull out the first fight? Has anyone asked him?
That is a good question, and I suppose, you know, if in a different world, perhaps David Adelaide fight is not available, would we want Dacres waiting around for the British title? Would we like a fight between?
I do want Dacres fighting for the British title next, but if that fight doesn't happen until, say, the fourth quarter this year, they can't fight Sol until the first quarter next year, so I don't want him waiting another 8 months. So yeah, I do want him to fight again this year.
Just a couple more fighters I want to speak about of yours. Florian Marker, is there any talks about when he's making a comeback?
Yeah, so Florian's hand was obviously broken in several places, had an operation, looking for him to come back late October.
Is it still, do you feel like the same amount of hype behind Florian?
Yeah, absolutely. Look, I think if he can take Chris Congo to within a couple rounds, thought he lost to Congo like 6-4. With one hand, I think he can beat Congo if they rematch.
Do you think there will be a rematch?
Something that's definitely on the list of options, yeah.
And I suppose, is it possible that we still see him go back to Albania and have another huge fight there?
Probably not next, no. He'll fight in the UK next.
And Janae Bostan, rumoured to be fighting Ismail Davis. Do you feel like that fight's likely to happen next, or maybe a couple of fights down the line?
We're right in discussions about it, heavy discussions about it at the moment. They're both in Matchroom. We'd like to do a deal in-house. as Junaid's manager, I've got to be realistic and, you know, really consider his career. So Junaid wants to fight. I mean, that's a fact. Junaid wants to fight.
Do you feel like that would be worthy of maybe like a DAZN Next Gen main event?
Absolutely. Absolutely worthy of a DAZN Next Gen main event. I think they're both good ticket sellers as well.
And one final question from me. Joyce, of course, next week. If you were to sum up his performance that you were expecting from him in 3 words, what would you say?
Athletic, grinding, destructive.
Amazing. Adam, always a pleasure. Thank you, man.
Thank you. Cheers, mate.